2nd of April 1994, Kurt Cobain was murdered by Dylan Carlson and Kelly DeWitt, who gave him a hot shot of heroin, which is a very large dose. Kurt had already had some, and so this made him very stoned, so stoned that he could hardly stand on his own 2 feet. This way they could drag him up to the greenhouse, because there was quite a few people at Kurt's house. He'd gone straight home, and his house was full of a bunch of heroin users playing music and partying. Kurt kept to himself the whole time in the greenhouse until he went to the kitchen when Dylan came, who's meant to be his best friend, and brought 2 tough cronies with him. Our witness doesn't know who the tough cronies were, but says he could have probably fought them off. He has a terrible guilt about it. But he's the only one out of these 8 people or so who has spoken out for 30 years about this. Anyway, they took him up, and 15 minutes later they heard a shot go off. Next morning on the news, it was said that Kurt Cobain had killed himself. Well, I thought his stomachache had gone, so why did he say in that note, my nauseous burning stomach, when that had gone a year and a half ago? And also, how on earth could he have shot himself after so much heroin? He was practically dead. In fact, I think he was dead, which is a small mercy, really, when you think about it, because being shot in the head would be quite painful, I'm sure, even though the brain doesn't feel much. And this all traces back to Courtney Love, of course, his menacing, torturous, disgusting wife, who once walked around her father's house saying, I'm going to kill me a rock star. I'm going to kill me a rock star. And he said it slightly frightened him because there was an element of truth in it. And when he heard Kurt died, he said, there, she did it. And he wrote a book called Love Kills, saying she was behind it. And she's already spent all of Kurt's royalty money, the money he never got himself, and his life and talent was